let's kick this off, and we will do our best to be. Again, we normally just shoot the shit, right?
We do.
Yeah,
you listen.
We have these questions, but we might not follow a lot of them.
Yeah, we'll see. You can take this wherever you want us to take. So, all right, here we go. So tonight we have a special guest. Welcome to Dashboard. Mike's suggesting that we do the intro. I can't reach that, Mike. So
All right.
No
Too
intro.
far away. No intro tonight.
We're
moving on.
We're gonna edit in some better music at this point now.
Yep.
And we'll kick you off. So, special guest Thomas. We, as you guys know, generally have just sat around and enjoyed a beverage or two in each other's company and talked all things cars. Well, we made a commitment to 2026 to try and broaden our horizons.
Yep.
And grow the audience and bring in some
Talent,
new
we'll
perspectives.
say.
Some talent, yes.
One could say an expert.
Indeed. So, in keeping with that, we have Thomas Hundal, who, if I'm going to read your profile from the Autopian, and I assume you endorse this because I believe you wrote it. So.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay. So, Thomas is a new rave blaring, heel toe downshifting, wrench turning, chassis geeking, parts hauling, floppy haired Trontonian who's been writing about cars professionally since college. He's an Automotive Journalists Association of Canada board member, a Canadian Car of the Year judge. His current fleet includes a 1999 Porsche Boxster, which we know is in a gorgeous shade of
Pale yellow.
Is it pale?
Pastel yellow.
Pastel. Sorry. Yeah.
It's funny. Pale
It's all
came to me
good.
too,
Yep.
Mike. And also 2008 BMW 335i. Both have manual gearboxes. So we'll let you give us a proper introduction. I am interested a little bit to hear what new rave is as a music genre.
Oh yeah, it's sort of. I mean, if you cast your mind back to like Hoxton and Shoreditch in London in like 2008, this was sort of like a blending of like more. Putting more dance and dance punk. So like definitely moving it towards the poppier side of things, but still, keeping the riffs, keeping the rhythm. You had, I guess on the one hand of things, you had like, arguably like, even though they weren't part of the Hoxton scene, the Faint were really instrumental in terms of moving, kicking things off. But like you had Does It Offend You? Yeah, you had Hadouken, you had some of the stuff on the Kitsune Maison label. It was just a good time.
Cool.
Cool.
We'll have to add that to the list of recommendations.
I will.
Yeah, put that on the list of things I don't know.
Of
Music
It's
and
not
road
like
trip playlist.
sophisticated music, but like if it comes on at a venue and you're like 5 to 6 beers deep, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I bet.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
I could do that.
So, Thomas, tell us a little bit. We'll let you give us sort of the overview of who you are, what you do. I mean, we know you're right for the Autopian, but I know you have other talents and do other things. So why don't you start with the broad, high-level overview, and then we'll dig into it.
Gosh, a high-level overview. Hi, I'm Thomas, and I hate having money in my bank account. If I were, looking to be more sensible, I probably wouldn't drive a car that can be totaled by a set of fuel injectors going bad in a car known for, 6 different types of engine failure. I probably wouldn't write about cars for a living, and I probably wouldn't live in such a high cost of living area as Toronto. But like, here we are. So, yeah. Always love to write, always love cars, womb to the tomb. And this is just putting them both together and doing whatever I have to do to like not go into an office.
Love
Right
it.
on.
Good.
I actually have a question about that. Can you explain the car scene in Toronto? Because from guys that don't live in Toronto, it sounds like a nightmare. It's just busy.
It's incredible because like Toronto traffic is the worst period ever. Like we are the worst in North America. We are, if we're talking downtown, congestion, rush hour congestion, we are third worst in the world behind London and I believe it might be Glasgow. But like, yeah, just awful to get around until like, 11 in the evening. And then the Don Valley Parkway opens up. And then you start to see, the dudes with parachutes in the back of their C6 Corvettes go up to the 407. And you see, the E30s and the Mark II Volkswagens and the, the VR swap cabriolets and all that stuff, cruising around on BBSs. And it's like, oh, there's a real car culture here, despite everything being stacked against it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Is the 407, because we, as people who are not from Toronto, we do our best to try and avoid the worst parts of it in terms of traffic. So like every time I'm on the 401, I'm always surprised you see, an Urus, or you see a Murcielago, or you see an Aventador. Like, is that kind of like a bit of a racetrack for car enthusiasts, a place to just escape and get a bit of speed?
I mean, I'll put it to you this way. On the 401, you run Waze. On the 407, people run ADSB. Like,
That is very fair. That
Nice.
is very fair. So skipping away from the car culture and maybe more into, your profession. Like, what was the main reason you thought, hey, you know what? I love cars, but I love writing about cars.
oh gosh, I mean, yeah, I've always loved to write, always loved cars. It's like, well, here are two things I'm good at. Here are two things I could do all day. Let's just try to put them together. It's a long shot, but so what? It doesn't work out. Great, I have to get a normal job. No big deal. So like, actually my life would probably be in some ways better if they didn't work out, but like in some ways worse. It's all trade-offs.
Yeah.
So I went to, funnily enough, I did end up going to journalism school, but only because it was the fastest way into a PR graduate certificate. And, education's an investment. I don't like spending money.
Unless it's on cars.
Unless it's on cars, right? It's like, I'm the guy walking around in, pair of socks from Winners with, several $1,000s worth of suspension components just on a shelf.
I was going to say, you just told us you bought some Conies for the Boxster.
Yeah. Yeah. And new arms
Yeah.
and debating on going with the MO30 rear bar. And
It's a while you're in there thing.
That's right.
while you're in there, it's already apart.
Exactly. I know, it's hilarious. When you wrote your first article, or maybe better put, what was the first article that you wrote that you thought, oh man, like I could actually do this?
I could do this. Gosh, I mean, I don't know, like if we're going real early.
Let's go back.
Okay. Jalopnik used to have this wonderful sort of user-generated off-topic offshoot called Opposite Lock. And every so often they'd share something from Opposite Lock to the main site. And I forget what I'd written, but someone deemed it good enough to put on the main site. And it's like, oh, okay, I could do this.
I'm here.
And then the terrible Ford Crown Vic drift car-ish thing I built in high school ended up being Grassroots Motorsports' Internet Hot Rod of the Month once. And it's
there you
like,
go.
okay, maybe there's something here.
Yep.
So, but it's like a huge portion of it is luck. Like I wouldn't be here if I didn't go to the right birthday party in 2017, which is crazy to think.
Is that a joke?
No, seriously. I went to like a Facebook friend's birthday party where I met who would eventually be my first managing editor at my first ever auto writing gig, and he was one of the ones who brought me on as an intern out of college, and yeah, it's just sort of been serendipity one way or another.
Wow. That's how these things go sometimes.
There is something to be said about the people you meet in the car community.
100%. Yeah. I mean, some of them are genuinely incredible. The opportunities, just the warmth and the knowledge and the camaraderie is spectacular. Like, I didn't think I'd ever be able to, get sim racing tips from an FIA license holder.
Oh,
or,
Yeah.
or like, drive some of the stuff I've driven, but here we are, and I'm grateful for all of it. I wouldn't be doing what I do without the community for sure.
What's your drug of choice in sim racing world?
Oh gosh, I mean, iRacing's gold standard, right? But Assetto Corsa is still like you can do so much with it, and
It's stunning.
it's stunning. And like some of the Assetto Corsa mod map of Motorsport DDT is actually really good.
Oh,
So a lot of the tracks that just aren't covered or layouts that aren't covered on iRacing, you can, patch in on Assetto. And if you're going to be tracking a street car anyway, Assetto's tire model for street tires is way better than like the all seasons they have on the Skip Barber cars in iRacing. So yeah, it's just they're both great tools. I mean, obviously, um, still a huge love for, console games of a certain era,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
know, like I've got a little Gran Turismo 4 League still.
Oh wow.
nice.
Yeah, which, not many people can say that in 2026 with a
No.
game that's now like 21 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm a Need for
it's
Speed Underground kind of guy.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good. That's
yeah.
throwback too, Dill.
You used to get
Yeah.
them modded and drive around town. It was sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like the intro to Hot Pursuit 2 is still seared into my brain.
Oh,
That's
100%.
good.
That was
That
the
was
like,
the-
yellow Lambo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Murcielago on the
Diablo. Oh, was it
360.
Mercy? Yeah.
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 That was
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
That was just so much. And it's like, I feel like we've lost so many great titles in the past few years. I mean, Forza Motorsport kind of on hiatus, Need for Speed on hiatus. Um, Project Gotham Racing was last seen on the back of a milk carton. It's
I forgot
like,
about that.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that game.
There's some game that just launched to a pretty poor review. I think they're trying their best to
Oh.
patch it, but it sounded like it was a bit of a flop.
yeah, it was like the Project Motor Racing, the successor to Project Cars 2, I think it
That's
was.
right. Yeah.
And just the physics were not there on day one, which, considering how rough the first days of Assetto Corsa Evo were, I didn't expect, someone to like
Do that again.
army crawl under that bar, but
They did it.
but here we are. But honestly, like, yeah, I feel like some of the, just from an automotive culture thing, we're seeing the death of so much, but we're seeing, roses rise up from the cracks in the concrete, and the next decade or so is going to be one of beautiful transformation.
Nice.
Well, yeah, that's good insight.
What do you think is transforming in that space right now?
I think part of it is, out of any time in the past 25 years, it's probably the least cool to be into cars now, even though more people are into cars than ever.
I think that's true.
That's an interesting view on it.
Like in the sense that there's a lot of hype and a lot of attention that cars get, but maybe for the wrong reasons. Like again, it's like how many clicks or likes can I get? But I don't necessarily. I mean, did all those people care about the cars, or they just care about sort of the clout that comes with being involved?
Yeah,
in
the
that
cloud
scene?
is a huge, I mean, from, everyone who's ruined a G35 at a takeover up to, someone, who, I mean, okay, I will preface this by saying the launch of the Lamborghini Revuelto has been an unmitigated disaster. But like,
Hot take.
just like the number of issues I'm seeing on forums and like cars, at the dealership for months waiting on parts. It's like, wow, they didn't think, but like, people are still, they're gonna flex.
You're
It doesn't
right.
matter if it's a rental.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
well, that's-
I was gonna say you wouldn't know that from looking at the social media stuff you see online, right?
No.
Or the
And
crazy
YouTube and
bit is-
whatnot. Yeah.
or the crazy bit is like the fake Mansouri cars in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because, like,
ludicrous.
You can go on Copart, buy a crashed Urus, right? And then go on Alibaba. You can find shockingly good fake, like knockoff Mansouri kits. Suddenly you're in it for like less than the price of whatever the BMW dealer is willing to put on the hood of an XM. And people will think you are balling out of control, but you and three friends are splitting it and you're all living in the same condo and you all have crypto courses. And it's like,
Nobody needs to
like,
know that
that's
though.
where but that's where we're at right now. It's, so much of it is these cars can get me attention versus, I just like these things. And I think we're going to see a value shift as, the pop culture turns a little bit on the car, on the motor vehicle, back towards, hey, I just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
that needs to happen.
I totally agree with you. I think kind of those ugly ducklings, those lesser monetary value of a car are getting more appreciation right now. Like, is there a car that you're like, oh man, not a lot of people like, but I love that car?
Oh, not a lot of people like, but I love. Um, in the next 3 years, I think the Banglebet 7 Series will be cool again.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I know that's kind of a hot take, but like trends work in 20-year cycles. We're coming up to like 20 years of Rick Ross's hustling and all of those, cultural touch points. So like, yeah, I think, in 3 years we'll see, high school grads throwing whatever Asantis or Dubs or whatever they can find on Kijiji on a questionable 745i, and it would just be the coolest thing in the world, which like fair play to them.
Yeah. 100%.
That's enthusiasm right there.
Yeah.
I can picture, and I actually think it's already starting. The Bangalore 5 Series is a good looking car.
It is
or
good.
becoming good looking again. But I can't picture the 7 Series. But I assume it's just that bigger, isn't it?
No, it's the 5 Series is unique because it was pretty much the singular vision of David Arcanelli, who sadly passed away midway through the design process, and the team just worked as hard as possible to push it through, true to the original vision. And like that's part of the reason it works so well, is there wasn't a whole lot of meddling in it. The 7 Series, on the other hand, is where every single Bangle era BMW complaint came from.
Oh, okay. Mike's going to pop a picture.
Yeah,
of
of course I will. Yeah.
It's like it had the iDrive with no back button, so it was like a 8-way jog wheel, and your seat controls were rotary knobs on the console.
Oh my.
And yeah, you would have the CD changer was just stuck in right where the passenger airbag would normally be, and the airbag was actually above that, and the styling was kind of a mess, but it was one of the first mass market cars with open pore wood. It had massaging seats up front when the S-Class, that was less common on the pre-facelift W220. It was kind of a groundbreaking car from a technological standpoint. Would they blow their valve stem seals to bits after 150,000 kilometers and smoke out the neighborhood worse than, mosquito repellent team? Yeah, but
I'm sure there's a good Top Gear episode or clip that we could all reference to remind ourselves of, S-Class versus the new Beamer 750, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I think that's one of those cars that I think. The other one is I think the first-gen Panamera is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time here.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Kindred spirits.
It is so much car for the money.
Yeah,
Right. It is insane.
Now that we have proper solutions for not just replace a PDK completely, but okay, we can change the speed sensors and we can actually attend to some of the more intricate issues within that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of car.
I think it really, that's sort of another ugly duckling. Because
I would say it's a huge ugly duckling.
I thought it was.
I mean, have you seen the new one?
Oh,
well, that's interesting because
do you guys not like the new one?
the new one.
I think it's the new one. The face is rough.
Oh, I think it's actually pretty aggressive and kind of nice. No, you guys don't agree, eh?
No.
I think the one just like the 23 model or 22 is more of a handsome car. I think.
Fair enough.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. The new one is just I had the GTS for a week and fabulous thing to drive, but just that front end is such a turn. And then you get inside and all the nice metal trim is now shiny black plastic, and it's just
it's not
just give me the old one.
Plus it's 50 grand more than the last one or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, e-Active Ride is magic on the plug-in models. But yeah, just that's going to be a tough sell.
That's why I buy a 2013 Cayenne. It has none of that.
Yep, that's right.
So I'm interested. I was checking through some of the articles you've written and some car reviews and things. So I get the sense you do have access to some automotive, either marketing teams or brands. So how is that going? Do you get a regular presser all the time, or is this a one-off for you? How does that go?
I mean, this is going to sound incredibly arrogant, but I sort of book when I feel like it.
Yeah.
Nice.
For most of autumn, I just didn't book press cars because it's it's the last gasp of driving season. I'm going to enjoy the Boxer as much as possible. I had just had the 335i remap, so it's I'm going to feel what 400 brake in one of those feels like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll book the Giulia, and I'll book one or two that they're probably going to be dead after a year. I'm probably not going to be able to drive another one.
Yeah.
Just for reference and stuff. But beyond that, it's Like, yeah, whenever. I mean, I have to drive like at least 15 a year as published road tests to be a car of the year juror.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's so, going to pick things back up now that the Christmas break is sort of settled.
Yeah.
And yeah, just kind of a mix of everything. Like, um, although I feel like there's less stuff I'm excited to try than in any season before,
Interesting.
We just
if
talked
that
about
makes
this.
We
any
did.
sense.
Yeah.
We just talked about this.
Because it's like, okay, going back to a previous podcast episode, right? $1,000 a month for an Atlas is insane, but that's like
Right.
the normal,
That blew my
and
mind.
it's,
That blew my mind.
yeah,
I'm
and
not
it's
a I'm
like,
not
so,
a finance person. Like I just don't really look at it. Like through the big trucks through a business is different, but personal.
yeah.
Like I was shocked. Like oh my god,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
after tax money.
a lease on a well, not a mid, but like a nice hybrid Civic, is like mid 600s a month.
Yeah.
So like that's my 335i experiment, which is this is a famously unreliable car, N54 engine, what have you. Can I run it on a month-to-month basis because it's bottomed out in depreciation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a stick shift, sport pack, rear-wheel drive car. I paid nothing for it. It's never going to get any cheaper. Can I maintain it for less than the lease on a new Civic Hybrid? And so far, yeah,
Oh, for sure you are.
absolutely, 100%. I mean, I did have to do the fuel pump and what else? All the coil packs and the aircon line that runs across the back of the engine is 4.5 hours of book labor to replace, and but it's still somehow cheaper.
It's all
Oh,
part of the
yeah.
fun.
It is.
So it's like I look at all these new cars. It's like yes, they're objectively great. Like from a straight line speed, NVH, maximum grip. Like we've never had it so good, but what could I run for like, $1,200 a month in maintenance?
Right.
Could I do a V12 Mercedes?
Oh,
Could I do, you know, could I do a Quattroporte from when they were good,
Yeah.
like the ZF 6HP, because they're worth nothing. And
Nothing.
now that there's an actual fix for the um, cam tower oiling into the cam variators, that's like maybe a couple $1,000s. It's not that crazy. That is a car you can just buy and drive and not really worry about. And there's also a guy who does, I don't know if you've seen this, there's a guy in Texas who does a gated conversion for the Duo Select cars now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the exact vendor, but I have seen more and more of those popping up. Like,
It's like,
Ferraris, Astons, whatever you want to do.
so this one's about half the price of an EAG kit for a 360.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I think early access is something like $6,000 for the kit.
oh wow.
And it's like, hang on, $6,000 for the kit, $6,000 for a Duo Select Quattroporte. These are not worth more than that wholesale.
Yeah.
Okay, you have to pay labor. You have the closest you can get in spirit to the Seltner Brunei's 456 GT Venice sedan for the cost of a new Versa.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, who
It's crazy.
wouldn't do
It's
that?
crazy when you start comparing it, right? Like that's what
Yeah.
shuts down a lot of arguments is when you start comparing it to new vehicles. Like they're just so expensive.
And not that interesting.
Not interesting at all.
Yeah.
Like everything every soul they could take out, they took out because they have to make more money.
Yeah, and like you look at, I mean, if we go back 20 years, right? Objectively, like we were still getting some great manual hydraulic power steering, fuel some chassis drivers cars in the 2000s. And the 80s was sort of the crawling out of the malaise era decade, right? It's like you still had, you're the 84 Corvette with crossfire injection with all of 205 horsepower.
Yep.
And like, you had, I guess the pre-S 924, which like great chassis needs more engine.
Totally.
Just like from an objective performance standpoint, the cars of the 2000s were leaps and bounds ahead of the 80s in fuel economy, in speed, in cornering, and in refinement and safety, and we're at the point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Like I get into like a new what's a good example?
Well,
New
you want to talk
Genesis
about the Giulia?
G70. Oh well, that's old now. That's like almost a decade old.
No, I understand that, but like that
Oh yeah, who would
car.
buy a new one
Yeah,
when like
exactly.
you can
Who's
buy
buying a new one?
a 17 for $20,000? Fix because they had like the reputation was initially horrible. Turns out they all ship with defective 12-volt batteries.
Oh, is that what all the
That's what's
electrical
wrong?
issues were?
Yeah, you throw a good 12-volt battery in it, and the only things that go wrong on 2-liter Turbo Giulia are plastic coolant bleeder screws, which you can replace with brass for like next to nothing, and then occasionally the wastegate arm, which now there's a titanium replacement part for $100. And you do a downpipe and a tune, and you're making crazy power. And the geniuses at Squadra Tuning have figured out how to retrofit the race mode drive controller from the Quadrifoglio to actually turn off stability control. So
Oh,
like you do a couple of mods, and a lot of those cars had limited slips. They had the big paddles. They had like that's a pretty good use. Like if that engine's reliable enough for a Wrangler,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
reliable enough to daily.
I see the wheel spinning over there in Sean's head. He's like,
well, what was the blue one that was in London at
Yeah, exactly.
either Porsche or Alpha?
That had PCCBs. on it.
PCCB.
Correct, it had
CCBs on
ceramics.
it,
It was
yeah.
like 59 grand.
Yeah, I don't remember what year it was though, but
The other thing is Stelvio Quadrifolios are insanely they're mid-30s used Canadian.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The only downside is the serpentine belt is, I think, due every 40 or 50,000 kilometers, and it's something like 4 hours of book labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to remove the whole front of the car, but it's a Ferrari engine. It's
Yeah.
worth it for that.
So what is, I guess maybe what's on your list? Give us two or three for. It doesn't have to be because it's winter, but I mean you're kind of bound by our weather. So like, do you just book in SUVs or all-wheel drive cars for now, or what are you hoping
I mean,
for?
kind of whatever. I'm half wanting to book the IS 500
Oh,
in
good
like
call.
February.
Yeah.
Because like that is like some of the most fun I've had in a press car was an F-Type in February. Which like objectively a terrible time for a drop top F-Type,
Yeah.
but also the most magical time because I mean it's an aluminum unibody, so you don't really have to worry that much in the snow about like proper structural. It takes a long time for that sort of unibody to actually corrode through, but like you've got you got a 5-liter V8 heater in front of you. You've got a wind stop, you've got heated seats, you've got the best exhaust note. I think still the best V8 exhaust note of the past decade.
I totally agree. Like the SVRs sound so good.
Oh yeah, and like that's another car that's worth nothing.
So cheap.
Nothing.
And like as long as you stay away from the really early V8s, they are shockingly reliable.
Well, didn't Clarkson, like he still has, doesn't he
Yeah,
have his little Jag?
yeah,
that
yeah. He has
ran
the
across
V6,
desert?
a 3-liter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, and like they're 30 grand used now for a
Yeah.
V6.
There's still new
It's-
old stock of those in dealerships.
Come on, really?
Yeah. Like
Seriously?
you can go in and buy a
Yeah.
P575 for probably 100 grand.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
and that is 100 grand experience right there. Still,
yeah.
it's yeah. I mean, although the wild thing is, the early ones are from that era where like everything is infotainment. You're a CarPlay box away from having a new car
Yes.
Yes.
without all of the new car annoyances. So you
Yeah.
go on AliExpress, you buy one of those, from China or wherever for like 200, $300, plug and play, and suddenly you have a new car.
Yeah. Nice.
It's like,
let's talk about your Porsche briefly because I
Yeah.
mean we'll
yeah,
we initially met you through Kaleidoscope, which we've talked about on this show before, and you do have what I would say is I think it's a rare colored Boxster.
yeah,
certainly.
you don't see.
I would
you
think
don't see
it's
many
pretty
in-
rare.
And it also has a
Yeah, you don't see many in the pastel yellow, especially with the Metropole blue interior and top.
right, which is kind of for me the highlight of. I mean, the color's great, but then it's just cherry on top with the blue interior and blue top. So, remind us again of the story about because it is a bit interesting how you came across the car, where you first found it, and then how you came to own it, all that stuff.
So it was a complete off the market thing. It's
Not another birthday party.
no, although pretty close. I think it was actually over a beer.
There you go.
Where so my buddy, I was talking to my buddy Sam, and I'm like, yeah, I really want I want a 986 Boxer next in yellow. I've been looking for one for like 3 because it was either going to be I wanted either a pastel yellow car or an ocean jade car
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
or something with an F-Rite green interior.
I'm with
Wow.
you there.
right? Which
Those are all tough to find.
Yeah.
yeah, which I found out that some lunatic in the UK ordered a pastel yellow car with a Nephrite green interior.
wow.
But like that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Which like, I do one or the other, but maybe not both. But and Sam was like, hang on, my mom is a Boxster in that pale yellow. She's looking to move on to an XKR in the next year or so. Do you want first dibs? And I'm like, absolutely. And turns out she bought it new from FAF. And just sort of pulled the Uno reverse card in that she didn't tell her husband until it showed up in the driveway.
No.
Yeah. It's a brand new Boxster.
Yep. In a manual
know?
too.
Manual, it's got the 17-inch wheels, it's got the premium sound, it's got the crest and the big exhaust tip, and it's actually quite tastefully spec'd. Full color wheel crests, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And, the story goes that, the husband was furious and then he took it 2 exits down the highway and fell in love and they kept it for like 24 years.
That's awesome.
No.
And
That's a romance movie I could watch.
Yeah.
Somehow, when you bring home a wife or a car and don't tell your wife, it takes much more than 2 exits to turn the tide. Doesn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah,
or 2
usually.
UX.
Yeah.
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 What was
like,
that car worth
yeah.
new? Was it 100 grand back then? Was it
No.
80?
It was in the 70s.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was, I've got the original purchase order from FAF somewhere,
Oh, nice.
which,
Is that high?
Yeah.
That feels. I mean, I would have thought you were going to tell me 50. Was that like
Well,
a
I
high
thi-
spec car?
it was pretty high. And I think this was after tax. It was probably
I'll say. Yeah.
mid 60s
Okay, yeah.
because it had the 17s, it had the sport package with the wind deflector and the premium sound and the CD holder and all that sort of stuff. It had funnily enough, the cost of the crests haven't changed since 1999. The crest and
It's
the
still
headrest.
$400 or whatever.
It's still 300 and whatever.
300,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
It's. I actually
Yeah.
think it's like. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's one of the most reasonable additions you can do.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's one of the few that's actually gotten cheaper over time when you factor in inflation.
Yeah, true. And it has a big impact. It's important.
Yeah, I think it's quite nice.
Yeah, yeah. And like, it's been well maintained, but also well enjoyed. So like, it's been to Shannonville, it's been to Mosport. It has, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been VMAXed at some point. But like, it's been maintained. It had a full engine reseal done like a year before I bought it. And,
Wow.
like had a new end links, new front brakes, new, like proper, brand new, like complete brand new aircon system, compressor,
Oh wow.
aircon rads at the front, lines, like, money spent, which like, is all the paint original? No, but like, you drive a car, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
1000%.
I'd rather buy something that has never seen winter and has really good maintenance records
Yeah.
than buy something that looks perfect but is a complete unknown.
Yep.
Exactly.
Fair enough. So, specifically, you were looking for that Boxster. What brought you to the Porsche realm? Like, I mean, you are a knower of all cars. So, what really sold Porsche and what sold the Boxster?
Gosh, I've been into Porsche for so long that like I was, yay high when it has always been one of the brands. The poster on my childhood bedroom wall was a 930 turbo cab flak bow in Guards Red. It's been that sort of, hey, these are these sort of, weird rear or mid-engine with occasional front engine, excursions. Sports cars from Germany that were sort of continually iterating and optimizing a supposedly outmoded concept. And so that's cool from an engineering standpoint, but also cool from a grit standpoint, because objectively, the correct thing to do would be like make the 911 more mid-engine. It would hit, the dynamic targets better. It would perform better on a spreadsheet. But no, that's not what the car is. And so I've driven a bunch of 996s. I've driven, 3.4s, 3.6s, cabs, coupes, a Targa. And then I started driving more Boxsters, and it's like, oh, turns out the little, the model I had in my, bedside table is pretty much just as good to drive for like half the money. And I've never quite been sold on the concept of a four-seater cabriolet that wouldn't be owned by a dictator. Like an S-Class cabriolet is okay, but I'm not quite sure about a 996 cab. It's a bit, not something not quite about it. I know the hard tops are, lovely and sealed and whatnot, but just, the thought of a two, and also like something special about a mid-engine car.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that one.
So it just
Not for me.
all the circles, there's like one spot in the middle of the Venn diagram, and the only cars that existed there really were the Elise and the Boxster, and I couldn't afford an Elise.
Yeah.
So it's that became the one. And here a couple of years later, it's still on a yearly basis one of the least expensive cars I've ever owned, which
Wow.
feels strange to say.
Yeah.
But like that's the biggest myth about Porsche ownership, is that everything costs a fortune, which if you can work on it yourself and you buy well, and like especially in the case of the large bore M96s with bore score and all that, like the 2.5 and 2.7 cars are basically immune.
Yeah.
I think Jake Raby said he'd never seen even one case on a 2.5 or a 2.7.
Wow.
Same with Hartech. But like yeah, as long as it passes a PPI and you're not taking on someone else's existing engine problems, these cars are not bad to. I mean, they're cheap to insure, relatively speaking, compared to what you'd expect.
Yep.
The parts costs are very reasonable, especially if you get that classic discount and know where to source OE supplied pattern parts like TRW control arms and the OE. These are three brake suppliers: Brembo, AT, and Padgett. Just any of those in the OE formula are fine. If you know that's basically just get yourself an FCP Euro account and a good set of tools, and you can afford to own a Porsche as long as you're willing to roll up your sleeves.
Just change the oil and rev them to the moon. They'll never be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change the oil, make sure they're warm, don't let them overheat, and just keep them on cam, keep them happy.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good answer.
It was.
Yeah.
It makes me want to.
You should
buy another
You
engine
get a
car.
Boxster? Yeah. You have two behind you now.
I'm not a Boxster man. I'm a mid-engine man for sure.
He's a Cayman guy.
But the Boxster, I don't have the long flow for it.
It's okay. It's honestly, it's surprisingly, like, I can tell you from on the track, 90 and 150 feel the same with the wind deflector and the side windows up.
Yep.
So like, yeah, and now like, it's wild that we're in a world where a 986 Boxster is cheaper than a nice NA Miata.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And if you, not asking you what you paid for yours, but if you wanted to go buy a 986 right now that was not completely shagged, you could do it for 10 grand, couldn't you? Or is it closer to 15?
12, 13
Yeah.
for like a nice one. Like you can buy a service. Did you see the $6,000 one in Quebec?
No.
The other
No,
month?
I didn't.
Running, driving, like it needed PDR, but running, driving, no lights on the dash, that is, and it's a 2.5, which is
That's
kind of
a
the hack
buy.
because a used 2.5 liter engine is $1,500.
Right.
Like it's 10% of the cost of a 3.4 and a 996, and like it's slow, but you blow it up, you throw another one in, you're good to go on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably on Kijiji, Mike. You missed
Yeah, I was
that
going to say,
one.
you didn't send me the notification, so I missed it.
But yeah, like, let's say, because you don't want to tip. You
No,
really don't
no,
want a
no,
Tiptronic
no,
car.
No.
So like, and you don't want something that's, rebuilt title or hiding anything absolutely crazy or with, terrible timing chain deviations or anything like that. Because they're a 5-chain engine. So let's say, 12, 13, you can buy something that sails through a PPI, pretty much sails through a safety, and that you can just drive and enjoy and just basically point it west and not stop until you found the ocean.
Yeah.
But that's right though. You can drive it, and you should drive it.
Yeah.
That is,
Yeah,
like, I mean,
or
that's a big thing for us. I think, right? Is like turn the wheels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
or
it
like
moving.
buy one with a couple hits on the Carfax and winter beat it.
Sure.
Exactly.
1,000%.
Like
They're a
it's
lot of
this
fun.
or a 10-year-old Golf.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, and the Boxer's cheaper to insure. Like I'm 26 and in Toronto, I'm paying like 100 and something a month.
That's reasonable.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nobody's
I think we need 3 track dedicated cars, boys.
or
100%. I mean,
or one
Or just
split
one.
freeways,
Or
yeah.
Yeah, one.
oh yeah, one. Because like honestly, for track, you throw, the deep sump on it, which is like, $500. And just, max out whatever
Yeah.
camber up
Put
front
some-
you can get from the
Put some
stock
sticky
slotted
tires on
holes.
it and go.
Yeah, we'll let
Yeah,
Mike do
and
the
go.
warm-up laps.
Yeah.
That's right.
You're going to send
The
it
hack
through the
is-
apex.
The hack is a second set of rears. So like the stock 17-inch rears clear on the front, and then you can run a 255 square setup.
Oh, there you go.
And that I've heard is a lot of fun. That's what a lot of the really fast spec Boxster guys use.
Well, that'd be a riot.
That would be actually a lot of fun. You'd hear so much, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah.
be screaming.
And like the factory roll cage is already, you can do most track days with that. As long as you pass the broomstick test, it's a proper roll bar.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, roll it over. I mean, it won't take your head off, maybe.
It's like it's manual drawn stainless DOM
Yeah.
tube. Like,
Yeah,
that is.
We won't buy
proper
a
race car
pastel
stuff.
yellow one for a track car, though.
no.
No.
I mean, if it's bad enough, buy it, blow it up, and I'll buy some parts.
All right.
So we got a couple things left we'll touch on, but why don't you tell us a little bit more about, like, we're now in 2026. What should we be looking out for from you this year? What are you excited about? You got any big articles coming? Any tests, or what's exciting about 2026?
Gosh, I'm looking forward to do more stuff on the Boxster and on the ownership experience and showing that it's not scary.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you have to, unbolt the control arms and the axles and remove the structural brace to change the rear dampers. But like, you only have to do that once every 26 years. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just they're cars. They were put together by people. The service manual is pretty much all here's how to do this using hand tools. You've got a wealth of knowledge out there. They are the bargain, I think, right now, especially seeing the meteoric rise of 955 and 957 Cayenne pricing.
Yep.
Mike started that trend, by the way.
Yeah, I did. You can keep going
Which is
as far as
like-
I'm concerned.
I had brief flirtations with the $2,000 Cayenne S.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of wanted like another one, but like I'm not sure if that ship has sailed per se for me.
For $2,000, buy it.
Well, that's-
Just from the whole, it's like, okay, you want a really decent one. Now you're looking at like, 7 for a sorted one,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're not that far up to like questionable ML63
Sure.
with the 6.2 V8.
No,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
like,
that's scary.
But that's
As much
tough.
as-
Like, that's a game car guys play all day long, eh?
That's
it
true.
is.
Oh, man.
It is.
Well, if I buy this, but if I just throw in 30% more, I'm here.
The problem is, if we all just did, we'd all be driving Copart My Box as daily drivers. And like, there are not enough of those to go around.
There's not enough of those.
It's like we'd have like an Arnage for the winter, and like I don't know, an overseas market Ferrari 456 for the summer that we got at a steal because the paperwork's questionable and it might need a cam belt.
Another
It's like
I
we
can
could put
barely
our-
read, so it's fine.
Yeah.
another sort of
It's like we
ugly
could put
duckling.
ourselves into these sort of insane scenarios, but like, yeah, no big things. I'm just looking forward to do more stuff with cars. I've been doing lots of writing about cars. Now it's time to write about doing stuff with cars.
Yeah. Road trip or an adventure or something else.
Road trip, adventure, buy something questionable.
Yep.
Document
the whole thing.
Yeah, like, or go to the Nürburgring. Go.
Yeah.
Go to even just like I've always wanted to do the Isle of Man TT.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's the last insane
It's insane.
tarmac race anywhere in the world, really.
Yep.
Like, they move so fast and so close to, it's every inch is is cremation, basically. And it's this massive respect for, those that are like, yeah, I know it's dangerous. Yeah, I know I might not return from the mountain, but I love this more than anything in the world, so I'm going to keep doing it. Like that, I think is the purest expression of the art form of motor racing. And, even with the tragedy, there's, that and lemons are kind of same mother, different daddies. Nobody does it because of huge sponsorship money or, what have you. They do this because this is them.
Yeah.
I'd love to do
And-
lemons someday.
A lemons would be great.
Yeah.
What are we
Oh,
taking
yeah.
to lemons?
986 with a square setup, I think. No?
Yeah, or like, because it's like a $500 cap.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it that
yeah.
low?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
Yeah.
we're not taking it.
yeah,
at all.
yeah. Oh yeah, the Roadkill
title-
boys really did it.
Hear me out. Flood title Cayenne Turbo.
Oh, yeah, that could
Because the
work.
first thing to go
Yeah.
battle will be the electronics.
You don't
right?
need those.
You
Just rip-
don't need any of the
just rip 'em
electronics
out.
in a race car.
Right.
No,
Just a tub and a big V8.
Yeah.
and boy, do you have
Yeah.
a big V8.
Oh, yeah.
And all the cooling in the world.
Yeah,
Like all the heat exchangers and whatnot on that thing, like that could be a stripped, gutted, caged, 955 turbo could be, I mean, it would be hell on brakes and
Oh,
tires.
Oh, yeah.
horrendous. Yeah. I'd like to stop in about
They're
3
not
minutes.
great on
I'll get
gas.
now.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Can you
Wow,
put
would
in
it be fun.
oil during the pit stops too?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I've seen people swap engines
Yeah,
during
they've
pit stops.
done
People
that.
blew up their, Toyota 22RE. Someone went into town, picked one up from a junkyard, and okay, we're doing a motor swap.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'd have to lighten that thing up big time. But you're right, that would be fun.
Yeah, like, sort
And
of
it'd
right
make
car
all the
rough.
noise.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Sound great, hilariously fast in the straights. It'd be like shooting fish in a barrel, except the gun is a howitzer and the barrel's a shot glass. Like,
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like a GTD
Imagine-
now.
Yeah.
imagine being in like, a mildly prepped Ford Focus and seeing that thing dive bomb you.
Oh boy.
It would totally just nosedive
it
right
Definitely
in.
would. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
It's like, 2.5 tons of Porsche SUV
It is
coming
a lot
at your
to
door
stop.
bar.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. You mentioned questionable buys earlier as
Yes.
something for this year. Is there something on your mind?
In a way,
All right.
yeah. I've against all good judgment, I've always wanted a 928.
Yeah. I think that's a good move.
I honestly, yeah.
I like them.
From everybody we talk to, those trans keep coming back.
There's something cool about them. Now,
Yeah.
this is you want to buy a V8 car? I mean, you talked about the slower ones
V8
earlier.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like, okay, this is the dumb idea. So there's this thing called the Maple Melee that's done every year. It's like 1,000-kilometer plus road trip in pre-1980 cars.
Yep.
And the problem with many pre-1980 cars is that the really good ones are really expensive and the rest just aren't objectively good. It's like nobody wants to do a road rally in a Plymouth Volare.
No.
No. Plymouth anything.
Yeah, so like, but it's like, what's the first thing to go on every 928?
Water
like-
pump.
See, it's the upholstery.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
You can find perfectly running, well-maintained ones, and it looks like it was owned by a bear.
Yeah.
Just like big chunks taken out of the fabric.
Yeah.
And it's like, hang on, the Pasha print's back in production now.
Yes.
True.
So like, buy a sewing machine from Goodwill or whatnot. Cheap 928, fix what you need to, do a cam belt, do a water pump just for peace of mind, and fix the seats up. Do the whole road trip and then see if you can sell it at a profit.
There you go.
This is a good test.
Mike's got a guy for your interior if you need.
I
maybe,
think that
yeah.
would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be wild. I do think
So
that
you guys
those,
still there? I've
Yeah.
audio seems to have dropped off.
Oh no, we're good.
we're good on our end. Strange.
We're good. You here?
Oh, we're good.
All
We're
right.
good. We're back. So yeah, the questionable 928 road trip challenge would be, but also like just, when stuff comes across your Facebook Marketplace and you're like, oh, the targeting ads are getting really, really good.
Very good.
It's like I saw a 270 6-speed all-road converted to steel springs the other day, and it's like, man, that's one of like 5 Audis I actually like.
Yeah.
Or like, I've always wanted to do like a wild Mark 1 Volkswagen Cabriolet build.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But they're not
Just
getting
because, like,
cheap
they're like-
anymore,
No,
though.
they're not cheap. Not for what they were.
No, no. And like VR6s are getting more and more expensive by the day.
Yeah.
Although I've always like a DI Cayenne 3.6 VR6 in a cabbie would be that would rip. I mean, so nose heavy. But like just a 280 something horsepower naturally aspirated Volkswagen Cabriolet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That would be fun.
Very fun little toy.
75, 25 weight
Might have to do some
distribution.
reinforcements on the front.
Yeah, it'd have
Yeah.
like a 90-10 weight distribution.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man,
It'd be the
that's fun.
opposite of a wheelie car, be an endo car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's whatever comes my way. I don't know. It's
You're open to anything.
open to, well, not anything, I mean, like I'd probably, even the nicest Chevette in the world, you probably couldn't pay me to.
Chevette.
You wouldn't get like a C5 vet or anything like that.
Oh, I would.
I might do a C. I've always wanted a C4 ZR1
yeah.
Yeah,
just because they are so cheap for what they are.
it's insane, isn't there?
They're like 20K US
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild.
for like a nice one. And it's like, wow, you're not, and they're shockingly, like, surprisingly reliable, all things considered.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or even like going back to like Triumph GT6 or Alpha Spider,
Yeah.
or something carbureted that I can. It's just wherever the wind or the whim takes me. It's the car guy ADHD. It's what will I save on Facebook Marketplace and never look at again.
Do you think for the right thing that comes up or targets to you, will you ever sell the 986 or is that a keeper for you?
Oh no, that's a keeper.
Yeah.
I'd let go of the 335i before that, and I've had a D90 for in some form for the past 6-ish years.
Okay. Yep.
It's I mean, I wouldn't mind another, because like before that I had a 6-speed G35, and before all those cars got ruined, those were fun cars.
Yeah, they were.
But it's just those are, I now have 2 cars that just fit me like a favorite pair of jeans, and there's something beautiful about that.
Yeah.
That is, it is nice when you get like that setup dialed.
Yeah.
And it's like, behold, $18,000 for the car.
Yeah,
Right.
you feel like you won.
So are these cars just toys? Like, as an automotive writer, do you have press cars all the time that you're driving on the daily, or in the Beamer and the Porsche are just toys on the weekend?
Not really. Like the BMW is pretty much a workhorse. Like
Is
it
it?
gets parts and tools and whatnot thrown in the back of it. It hauls tires. It does the airport run. It's the one that gets street parked downtown and bumped into, because it's not goddamn sport bumper, so who cares?
Not
It's
yet.
it's just like the problem. Like, circling back to the whole new cars aren't exciting thing.
Yeah.
Right? That car is almost the last of a breed in that it's with the remap, hilariously quick, 6-speed rear-wheel drive sports sedan that isn't a full-on M car, so it like still rides nice and is still comfortable, and all that sort of stuff, and isn't a complete. There are parts that aren't complete on Obtanium. Everything's just standard.
Yeah.
So like, this is being selfish, but if I want to book something like that, there is nothing like that anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's like CT4V Blackwing, that's dead after this year. It's like, that's it.
Yeah.
It is tough.
We were talking about that M2 CS. What are your thoughts on that one?
So I've driven one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay. It's a great car for people with like a low taper fade. And
I don't even know what that is.
That's a haircut,
Dude.
Dale.
Oh my god.
You're not that far off of it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
it's a great car for anyone who says sheesh unironically. It's like, you have to be, you have
this
to
my
own at
car?
least 2 items of, you have to own it. I feel like you have to own at least 2 Balenciaga items to get an allocation.
All right.
It's just like, it's
So
a
this is
hype
an
car.
influencer car.
It's
almost.
very, like, objectively, it's incredibly capable. Subjectively, it is like driving a fleshlight. There is, it's like just they've tried
Can we
to
get a quote
synthesize
on that, Thomas?
they've tried to synthesize emotion, but like they've all pitch corrected it to the point of like there's nothing of subs. It's obedient, but it's never that involving or communicative, and even on the Cup 2s.
Really?
And like for $130 whatever $1,000, you could do a lot better.
Yeah.
Like you could do like a 6-speed Z4 is better as a driver's car.
Really?
Well, you just saved me
Yeah.
130 grand.
Yeah.
Or 140 grand. Why aren't you buying an Amira now that
Yeah.
718 production's
Yes,
wrapped up?
I know.
It's like,
And I think you could probably have an
That's-
Amira for 100 now or less, couldn't you? I mean, I don't.
yeah.
I haven't looked at the
probably.
used market, but I don't.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going used, that is 718 Spider money.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's
Take
a lot
that.
of. Yeah, that's a motive. That's a car you would buy and just hold on because they're never going to make anything like that again. You
They're
sort of
not.
get the sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, or even like you could still get a 987 Spider for that sort of money. I know it's not as the performance headroom isn't there, but there's something so special about that as a package. 140, like you can do a really nice impact bumper car with tweaks to do it up your way.
Yeah.
Yeah, 140 is a great budget.
Yeah.
Like you
And
can
it's like
hit a
out of
lot.
all the cars, why would it wouldn't even be the third BMW I'd buy for 140,000.
Right. Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
You know, it is because like it's very capable. It's shockingly planted and agile, and it does really, really good third gear power slides. But yeah, you just sort of you get out of it and you don't look back at it,
Yeah.
and that's the ultimate sin.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is true.
Can't argue with that.
Nope.
No.
Well, we try to keep these things to roughly an hour. I know we only booked you for an hour, and this has been an
No
absolute
worries.
pleasure. But Dylan, I'm not going to steal his thunder here, but we have sort of a closing question we're going to try and ask any and all guests in 2026 on the pod. So we'll leave you with that, and you'll give us a very insightful answer, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Dill?
it has been
All right.
it has been amazing talking to you. You're super knowledgeable in all aspects of cars. But I
Oh,
gotta
thanks.
ask you, you're on a road trip. Dream road, dream car, dream song.
Okay. Transfiguration Pass in Romania would be the road. Walter Wolf's, name's mixed up. Walter Wolf's Road Legal 935, the one he had
Yes.
that's changed hands a couple times, the black with the stripes with the
Yep.
number plates.
Yep.
Because a 935 is always kind of peak in a way. It'd either be that or McLaren F1.
Oh.
But a McLaren F1 is such a cop-out answer. It's like, I just... And also, like, the McLaren just has F1s, and, like, the Revs Institute has one and whatnot, so, like, it would be probably more possible to drive an F1 on the road than a 935 on the road,
Yeah, you're really shooting
right?
for the moon.
There's only
here.
one road legal 935.
Yeah.
And if I'm going for a song... Oh...
Well, you probably wouldn't have a radio in the 935.
No.
So
Yeah, no, but I could
What are
I could
you
bring
humming?
the JBL.
Yeah.
I could bring the JBL.
Yes.
I could strap the JBL into the passenger bucket, and I would probably Firestarter by the Prodigy.
Yeah.
okay,
Good call.
that works.
Yep.
Don't drive off the cliff.
No.
No.
No, no. I think that would be the ultimate. Just sort of, you'd arrive at the end. Forget the hairs on the back of your head being straight up. They'd be like up like that. You'd have, the full, the Billy Idol hair.
Yeah.
And, all your nerves would be shot and it'd feel like you just had, 4 gallons of espresso and your eyeballs would be the size of nectarines. And it'd just be the biggest rush. So I think that's my dream car, dream song, dream road.
Love it.
All right. Well, you started us off well, but thank you very much for joining us and putting up with, you're a bit of a guinea pig from a technology perspective. So
Yeah.
we hope this all goes well, and we'll fill you in on the upside when we get it out.
Yeah.
No worries. Anytime. It's been a pleasure to be here.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thanks,
man.
Thomas.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
ya.
Cheers.
All right. So last thing, we were remiss. We need you to plug all of your socials. So where can we find you? Where do people want to get a hold of you? What do you want everyone to know about you?
Right. So it's at Thomas.Hundal on Instagram. I think it's just at Thomas Hundal on YouTube. I haven't uploaded in ages, but that should change this year. That I think is going to be the big change this year.
Nice.
I don't know. Is anyone on Twitter still
No.
after the whole? So like, no, it's really, yeah, just that's it. I don't TikTok or, whatever. I just spend all day on there. That algorithm is seriously addictive.
It is.
So, yeah, just, but I'll be on the Autopian writing. You might see me some other places. And you can catch me in person definitely at Kaleidoscope this year.
June 14th.
Sweet.
June 14th.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll plug all that stuff. We'll link it. And thanks for sharing that. We'll make sure that people get that
Come
information.
find you.
That's right.
Yeah.
No worries.
All right.
All right. Cheers. man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Cheers. Yeah.